Barrel Organs by Sacheverell Sitwell. 1. Prologue. River-like, this cold quick wind swirls and eddies down the street. In the wide level of the sounding sea sudden pitfalls gape, deep-laid traps for ships, great seething hollows, mirrors for the sky, blue deep chasms flecked with red and gold, blown with foam, and live with salt-stiffed sails, and sailors' bodies, golden treasures and forsaken ships. And in these hungry, seething deeps there lies the fleeting wild reflection of the skies. So in the steady flow of wind that swirls and eddies down the street, all sense and sight, all sound and sorrow revolve around us here, fly straight as arrows to this spot, and fall around us. The jagged stones are live with sound, and one can hear the shuffling feet on them tread low, monotonous, inevitable, vast armies marching down the corridors of time. Oh, how this music throbs and lifts our bodies from the street! Squat chimneys rattle and revolve, and you can hear the weathercocks fly helter-skelter, tall drink shops with bedizened fronts decked out with golden letters. Inside them voices raised in quarrel seem in an instant to jump nearer for the swing doors with frosted glass and bars so thick they seem to guard a treasure, not screen drab ugly drink, fly open with a squirt of yellow light which only shows with emphasis the dust and crumbling paper in the gutter, a lovesick ballad with a chorus, the snarl and tin-tongued tremolo of tenors with mellow, even-toned basses, make the blind and beer-daft beggars stamp their feet and swing their arms in unison, so they forget the cold and hungry vigil for a halfpence. The doors swing to, and there is no more light. The darkness throbs around one like the pulse within a frightened animal. On either side stretch archways, deep like sleep and hopeless as the sea, a drunkard shuffling his slipshod feet towards his dreary starving home, sings in an even yellow voice, sings of pleasures he has never tasted, but sings with full conviction. The shop signs creak and rattle in the wind, and from far off a clock strikes, half-heartedly. The passage of the hours is uniform. They glide together like the tapping of a drum. Our lives are but as sand within the hourglass. One half is up, the other down. So, like the ever-shifting sea, devouring misery eats up all the inroads of prosperity, just as the fangs of seething foam, which race and slide o'er the tawny sand, are quick withdrawn by the immutable tides. The moon, young light-haired shepherd, has but to lead away his star-fed flocks, the wool-white foaming breakers of the sea, then pasture them again. And when he rests behind those time-clad hills, the clouds, to see the homing stars, striped honey-bees, and shuns the sun-god's ravenous embrace, without a sight of him, the dragon-writhing foam to the gentle piping of his wind-stopped flute, draws back again. Our lives are short, and do we differ but by our degrees of misery. We have a solace. Listen then. 2. Song, the Feathered Hat. Oh, how this music throbs and lifts our feet! That day the sky was molten gold, the wide, fresh-smelling earth was dancing beneath the glittering sun-shafts. One side, the street was dark, as deep and cool as water-wells. The other was ablaze with light. Great bars, feet thick, shot down between the sun's hot eyelashes. Motors, with their rush and whir, shot into heated glamour, then came black and dull, alternately, between these blazing shafts of heat. The organ plays a slow and measured waltz. I had my best hat with the feathers on it. My boots were thick with dust. I held up my skirt and swayed. Could not dance, the heat was such. I moved so slow, grew tired and more tired, could think of nothing. Then of a sudden came the syncopation. It seemed to clutch my heart, my nerves came strung like banjo strings. I seemed to twang them with my hands and toes. My heavy boots throbbed like catapults a-shooting. Reverberate thud of thunder drops, shafts and chasms of blinding light, cavalry gallop of falling leaves, crackle and spark of shooting stars. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.